I'm back. Wait a second. So I'm back to follow up on my Ghost Bandit from Simpson motorcycle helmets. Give you all a little bit of a review. Last time I did the unboxing, I'll post that link in the description. Between that video and this video, it's been a good while, and I've used the helmet a lot. One of the first things I gotta tell you, Simpson Motorcycle Helmets has fantastic customer service. One of their employees caught my video, my unboxing video, noticed the trouble that I was having getting the helmet on and off, recognized from the missing tab on the face shield and the difficulty getting it on and off that I had an old version of the Ghost Bandit. They had updated the shells to go from 2 shell sizes to 3 shell sizes. So mine's a 2X, so the XL and the 2X now share a shell size rather than the large, extra large, and 2X sharing a shell size. So that makes it a lot easier for somebody with a big head like mine to get on and off. You can see that the first thing I did was put the dark smoke face shield on the outside, and I coupled that with the clear shield on the inside. Those are super easy to get on and off. Both are completely toolless. You just pop them on and off. You gotta kind of get used to the mechanism. Most of the, if you've got a helmet that's got toolless face shield swapping, then you've done it before, you just don't know you've done it before. Hang on a second while the dishwasher drains. Oh, welcome to my kitchen, by the way. I just kind of decided this is where I'm doing this from now on because it's the easiest place to do it. But after breakfast, I did the washing up and the dishwasher was full, so I had to turn it on. And this is the time I have to do this, so you're gonna listen to the dishwasher, but hopefully I'm a little bit louder. Anyways, so completely toolless, very easy to get in and out, on and off, whatever you wanna call it. This large tab on the outside makes it easy to get the helmet, get the face shield up. The bottom first détente is kind of large. Hit that on the other camera so you can see that. Puts a good gap. It will stay up before the détente and give you a little bit of air. And this is kind of important, although this is one of the few that I've found anyways, smoke face shields on the market that accepts a pin lock insert. So I've got the pin lock in there, so on a nice bright day, even if it's cold, I'm not gonna have too much trouble with fogging. I actually have more trouble with my glasses fogging than the face inside of the face shield, which is fantastic. Now, that I mentioned cold days, when I got this helmet, it was back right before summer. I live in Central Virginia, and we have really hot, humid summers. And I have to say that my #1 complaint about the Ghost Bandit is it is not a good summer helmet. You can see that there's no intake vents on the top. It does have these exhaust vents on the top, and you can feel a little air move as you're riding. When you turn your head to the side, you can kind of feel the opposite side pull some of that hot air out actively. But with no vents up top, this is a really, really hot helmet in the summertime. Now, sweat dries, protection is #1, but discomfort equals distraction. So at the height of summer, I went for a different helmet every time. But now that it's the end of October and it's cold outside again, this is the helmet that I'm going to first, except when I need to ride with somebody else or when I'm going on a long ride and I want to listen to music. Here's the really my only other big complaint about the Ghost Bandit is the location of the slider for the internal face shield. Now it works just fine. Slide it back to deploy, slide it forward to raise. But as you can see, it's right here where you would basically connect a comm system. You could move it forward a little bit, but then it's right under the cheek pad. It's a little harder to get in there past the lining. This is really kind of the perfect spot for it on almost every helmet. You can't put it back farther because then it interferes with the fit of the back of the helmet. Plus it's just too far back for you to comfortably get to with gloves on. Now, Simpson has come out with a new helmet They call it a modular. They call it actually, I believe they call it the Ghost mod, Bandit mod, one of those two. Now they say modular, I say flip front. The whole front flips up. It's a really fantastic looking helmet. I saw it at AIM Expo. I'm going to go through my pictures, and if I can dig up a picture of it, I will insert that picture here. And if I inserted the picture, you can see that they moved the slider for the internal visor from the bottom where it interferes with the comm system to the side of the helmet where it doesn't interfere with anything and it's still easy to get to. Now, the fit and finish of this helmet is fantastic. The liner feels good. It comes right out, so it's easy to clean. I don't run them through the dishwasher. Usually I just spray a little Febreze in there every now and then if on a really after a really sweaty ride. I'll hit it with some Lysol. It stands up to those two chemicals really well. I haven't seen any degradation on the interior liner. The fit-wise, somebody like me with a big head is great. I haven't tried any of the other sizes, so I can't attest to those, but this one fits perfect. I've got a long oval head, so if you've got a long oval head, then you'll probably like it too. Now, there's two little nitpicks that I've got. So I talked about my major disapprovals, that warmth of the sun, the warmth of the helmet, and the position of the visor slider. The two minor things I've got, and I'll try to get this, you can see that a lot of times on these D-rings, they'll have a little tab that lets you pull to loosen the strap when you're ready to take it off. My little red tab that was on there lasted about 2 weeks. It started to fray, and one time I pulled on it and pulled it right off. Now that's not a big deal. You can still take the helmet off. It just takes, you gotta stop a beat, pay attention. It's harder to take off with gloves on, so at least my left glove has to come off for me to take the helmet off. It's not a big deal, but it's a minor thing. And minor things add up, and over time, those minor things become friction, distractions, irritations. And you know if you're gonna be putting your helmet on and off and you don't wanna take your gloves off, this is not the helmet that I'm gonna grab, just because that little tab's missing. But I'm sure I can figure out something, maybe a zipper pull, wrap it around there, I'll figure out something. My other little nitpick is with the internal, the nose vents, right? Which look, this helmet looks fantastic in profile. It's really aggressive looking. The little helmet ridges, or the forehead ridges, make you feel like a Klingon, I guess. Nerd out for a moment there, sorry. These both have sliders that open and close the vents, but they're on the inside. One of them works really, really well, very positive feel. The other one is really loose and doesn't click positively into place. Those are both, with the helmet on, those are both really difficult for me to get into with my gloves on to work those vents. So they pretty much, at the beginning of a ride, they're either all open or closed, and they stay that way for the whole ride. That's a really minor thing. You get good air passage because of the elongated chin of the helmet in the first place, so you don't really always need those vents open, but it's always nice in a full face helmet to get that airflow into the interior. It helps keep the interior cool, it helps keep the fogging down, whether you wear glasses or not, whether you have a pin lock or not, and it also kind of gets that cooler air moving in and out as you inhale and exhale. So two major things, two minor things that I dislike about this helmet, but overall, I am super pleased with this purchase. This is a fantastic helmet. It fits well. It actually attracts good attention. People are like, oh, that's a really cool helmet. I've never seen one of those. Well, when they find out it's Simpson, they're like, oh yeah, Simpson with the nose. Yeah, chin, nose, whatever you want to call it. It's got good branding on it. It's DOT and ECE approved. Because it's got the internal visor, it can't be Snell approved. And the white color is fantastic in traffic, highly visible. Obviously it takes stickers very easily. I want to encourage you to check out my buddy Scott and Doug on their YouTube channel, amenmoto.com. We'll take you right to it. So it takes stickers well, it looks good, it looks fantastic. It's relatively light. It's probably one of the lighter 2X helmets I've ever owned. I don't have a scale, and I'm not going to guess at the weight, but it feels lighter than, say, my Schuberth S2, which is a pretty heavy helmet. It's a little bit noisy. The elongated chin lets more air in. More air movement means more noise. It doesn't close particularly tight around the jawline, so that lets a little more noise, air noise in, wind noise. It does, however, press down pretty good against the top of the jaw, or top of the chin, whatever you want to call it, this area right here, under the ears, on the bottoms of the ears. So that does help keep some of the noise down, so even though the wind's coming into the helmet, to a certain extent it's not getting up to the ears. And here's just one more little minor thing that I just thought of when I hit that. Because of how the ear holes are, it pushes kind of against the bottom of the ear, which if you wear earplugs full time when you ride like I do, sometimes it can pull one of your earplugs out, or both of your earplugs. It can dislodge them and they either end up in the helmet or on the ground. So if you use custom molded earplugs, that's something to keep an eye on. If you use the little foam earplugs that you roll up and stick in, those aren't going to come out when you take your helmet on and off. So that might be something that's just unique to me. I've ridden with this in the rain. It keeps the rain out just fine, which is great. You never want rain coming in through your helmet holes. So the thing that kind of makes it a negative for hot weather riding makes it a positive for cold weather riding. Because there's no brow vents, there's really nowhere for the water to get in. As long as you're moving, water's not going to get into these little exhaust vents. Down at the bottom, water's not going to get in there. It's a really fun helmet. It's great for, I use it mostly for around town, and that's kind of because of the location of the slider, because I'm not putting a comm system on it. So when I'm going to be out on the road for 5 or 6 hours or 8 hours a day or all day, every day for several days in a row, I'm going to grab my helmet that has the comm system on it and leave this one at home. Having said that though, I look forward to a long and fruitful winter of riding with this Simpson Ghost Bandit helmet. It's going to be fantastic. I see it being my main go-to helmet for everyday around town riding from like, end of September, beginning of October through at least well into April, if not all the way into May. So once again, welcome to my kitchen. This is going to be the review location for now, because I can easily set up the main camera, the secondary camera, and the light. So this is working out pretty well. And I got another helmet here that we're going to talk about. We're going to do another unboxing, so I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. I will also put the link for that in the description. It's the Touratech Aventuro version 2. So stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take it easy.